Hello all. I haven't gifted anything in a while, and Larry, Justin, and I have been working on the House Builder Pack. And incidentally, I was also working on something for Cross Gates for Roy Barley, and decided that I might as well share since I spent some time putting this together. But he needed some wall structures for just basic bulkheads, and in the end, I think you can utilize these to texture them any way you like, and I just think they'll be convenient for your course building. But basically all I've done is something simple, which is just two blocks. There are a 3 meter block here and then a 1.5 meter block, and they're 3 meters tall. But I've also put some stones on top that can be removed from the prefab, so you can stack the stones and use those independently. I have merged them in the center because I didn't want any Z fighting, so they're actually merged there. You can't separate the two blocks, but you can separate them from the top of the wall if you didn't want them on your wall. And then the same is true for the smaller piece. But what I've done here is, for him, he needed two different texturing, so I've already done that, and I'm just going to provide it as is. But your main project piece that's going to come in is this called the stone walls. And when it comes in, you're going to see the main instances are these stone wall and stone wall half pieces, and then I've just retextured them to make the prefab. So there's basically a brick wall prefab and a stone wall prefab, and they just have different texturing. Now what you can do is, just like anything else I've done, is set it up to be seamless texturing. So you can pick, like say this is what I'm calling the brick wall. But what you can do is go into the original material for that, and the brick wall base, the brick wall stone caps are made up here in the textures. And what you can do is basically download something and swap out, this main texture if you've got something. If you've got wood, you may even want to use a different normal. The normal map I used across was the same for all of them, and it's basically creating some indentations in the rock and in the rock pattern. And then for this one, it's creating some outward bulging. So in the end, you're free to change any of that as you wish. Just as before, if you want a different texture, you don't want to mess up the originals, remember, you can always Control D something to copy the material and then rename this, whatever you want. Left click on it once and then just name it custom, whatever that may be, and then drag and drop in your own textures. Remember, say we just change this, I'll just pick something different here. And so now my custom texture, you can see, is a brick. And then you can drop it on your pieces, and then it will propagate throughout. So if we have different brick wall pieces, here's the brick wall half, and we copy this piece, and then we change this to carry the custom. You can just drag and drop that on there. Anyhow, besides just custom texturing of it, I just wanted to show you just simple things that you can do in terms of getting, a wall design that you may want for your course. You can always Control D these pieces to copy them, and then if you zoom in closely and hold down V, and then left mouse and drag, so I'm holding down V and dragging this vertex, and then just aligning it with the other vertex, then you're going to get some overlapping panels here. And then, like I said, it should be seamless, so you shouldn't really notice anything funny with the bricks there. And then ultimately, if you want to rotate pieces, so take this smaller piece, and you can change the settings for the snap. So go Edit Snap Settings, and you can rotate it whatever degrees you may want. So like on the 15 there. And then change to the rotation gizmo, and then come to the horizontal line here, hold down Control, and then left mouse, and now it's just rotating every 15 degrees. And then come back to the grab tool here, or the move tool, and then I'm going to hold down V, and now you'll see if I snap it to the front here, you'd have this gap in the back. So for something like this, you'd come to the back, and then you're going to snap it from the back, and that's going to be much more what you like. Now there will be some small Z fighting here from above. I've noticed this in other things like Florida Glades. This is just how it is. If you're not going to take it into Blender, you're going to build in Unity, you're going to have to accept some of that. Now just other ideas here where I've created steps. This entire wall was made from this single unit piece. So in the end you can see I'm just burying these pieces, and then you're lining them up with that V and then left mouse, and then you can copy even two pieces across if shift left mouse click to grab both, and let me just show you that, and then you can control D that, and then you've got two pieces coming over, so you can just build more efficiently, and then do that again one more time. And then you'd see ultimately you'd stick out here, so you'd want to delete that. And then what you could do here is just scale that back. So that you don't see it anymore. You know, you'll have to fiddle with some things like that, and then you can re-grab them and line them up. You get the idea. So anyway, and you could also use this, if you see my rapid bulkhead tutorial, you could use these pieces for that as well if you didn't want to manually plan them. But hopefully this will help some that need some bulkheads. These are a couple easy pieces that I think you could texture on your own as well if you wanted to. Enjoy.